Hey, what's going on? This is Liam from Liam Stops Tinnitus, and in this video right now, I'm going to show you the 5 golden rules of beating tinnitus. Well, I'm not going to show them, and I'm going to explain them. Now, I got these golden rules, sounds very amazing and flamboyant, but really it's really simple. The simple things are the things that get rid of tinnitus, okay? It's not some therapy, it's not some drug, it's not some crazy European doctor. It's really getting back to nature, okay? I'm not talking about veganism, I'm talking about real nature, okay? Now, quick little thing here. If you want to watch my documentary, that's the previous video, but this video is going to be about 3 minutes. So watch this video first and then go and watch the hour-and-a-half documentary. Okay, it's all about tinnitus. Let's get into it. So these 5 pillars, why should you care what these pillars are and why should you care about what I have to say? First of all, my name is Liam. I'm 26. This is my company, Liam Stops Tinnitus. I also own Tinnitus Treatment, 2 different YouTube channels, 2 different companies, but with the same goal of silencing people's tinnitus. And while I figured out how to silence my own tinnitus, I've also learned that different people, okay, they get tinnitus a different way. They sort of need different approaches, but the underpinnings of what really gets rid of tinnitus is always the same. And of course, there's more than 5 steps, okay, and there's more than 5 golden rules, but these I feel are the most important. Why? Because everyone needs a little bit of different stuff here and there, but this is what everybody needs, okay? So we could go into all the technical things about what about noise trauma, what about if it's chemotherapy, what about if it's benzodiazepines, antihistamines, what if it's post-pregnancy, what if it's you have bad diet, physical injury. Yeah, those things might need a little bit of a different, a little bit here and there, but these things everybody should be doing, and even people without tinnitus, okay? The benefits of, you know what, fuck it, let's just get into it. Okay, so number 1, we've got these written down so I can remember them. Number 1 is results over science. So people will always go, okay, well, I'm going to try Liam's stuff, but I'm just going to wait back and I want to see, I want to see the science first. I want to see the whole study, if Liam really knew what he was talking about, he'd have studies and he'd have all this stuff. And that's absolutely perfectly reasonable. And one day I hope to have investors or, tens and tens of thousands of dollars to invest in a study and monitor everything and have people stay on site so it's totally controlled. Unfortunately, okay, I live in a studio apartment in Asia, so I don't have that much money, so I can't afford that, but one day I will. But don't wait back, because what are you waiting for? Remember this, if the longer you wait with tinnitus, most of the time it's going to get fucking way worse, and also it's going to get harder to get rid of as time goes on. Never forget this. The people who get rid of tinnitus the easiest, okay, it's 2 things. The people who get on it the quickest, okay, the quicker you get on it, the better, and also the people who are younger, because they're just more resilient, they have less courses of antibiotics, they have less chance of they've endured stress in their life, so getting on it quick, okay? So the golden rule is basically, don't wait, just start now. Stop looking for excuses, because all you're doing is you're making an excuse because you're scared probably that it won't work. Maybe in the back of the head you really, really want it to work, or consciously you want it to work, but in the back of your head you're scared, like, I just want to have this thing and know that it works and I can get into it any time. But really what you're doing is you're putting it off because maybe you think it won't work because doctors and ENTs and neurotologists and general practitioners and audiologists say, no, there's no cure, you've got to live with it. Okay, that's completely ridiculous. There's no truth in that. There's no proof in that because they haven't tried everything, okay? Sure, they've tried all the drugs and the expensive surgery, but we'll get into that in a second, but this is the easiest thing to try. All you got to do is really take things from your life, okay? Number 2 is grounding. So grounding, if you don't know what grounding is connecting back with the earth. Now, why does this matter? And I know this sounds like hippie bullshit, but if you wait with me for 1 second, okay, it is one of the most proven processes that reduces inflammation. Now, why do we care about reducing inflammation if we're talking about tinnitus? Here's why. Regardless of how you got your tinnitus, okay, if your body is inflamed, it can't heal itself. We could be talking about noise trauma. We could be talking about getting tinnitus from antidepressants, SSRIs, maybe corticosteroids. I've had guys who take anabolic steroids and get tinnitus. I've had people who take vaccines and get tinnitus. I've had people who get physical injuries, rashes, electric shocks, burns, STDs, all sorts of shit. Okay, girls have hair dye. I've said that many times in my videos, and noise trauma as well, as I said. It's all down to you've damaged your body, and you've got to put your body in a state that it can heal itself. Now, I'll briefly break down how inflammation works, and we're going to talk about it in regards to diet, okay? Because diet is really, that's my area of what I think is my best area when it comes to tinnitus. I'm not an expert in the area of tinnitus, of diet, but it is the thing that I'm best at when it comes to tinnitus. I know a lot about tinnitus, and I know the most about diet and tinnitus, okay? The mental side, I learn a little bit about, but it's really the diet. So let's get into that. So let's talk about inflammation. So let's say that you have a Coke, You drink a Coke. And what happens is your cell, okay, your mitochondria metabolizes the sugar. It burns sugar as energy, okay? There are two fuels for the body. Well, there's three, but let's stick with these two. There's sugar and fat, okay? And fat, you get real fat from animal fat, literally animal fat on a steak. That's good stuff for you. Or you can have sugar from carbohydrates, all that crap. So you drink a Coke, your cell metabolizes it, and what happens is it burns it as energy, but as waste product. Similar when you turn on a diesel car and you drive it, you put it in first gear and get a bit of movement going, shit comes out the back, okay? Those waste products, lactate, acetate, acetaldehyde, and ethanol, are toxic to the body and they start to kill cells, okay? You get a little bit of cell death, okay? Cells are supposed to die, but not in these rapid numbers. Here's what happens, okay? A white blood cell comes in, and this is the dying cell, okay? And it sort of goes like, grenade! And like he's saving the rest of the guys and he jumps on the dying cell so it doesn't just cause shit to go everywhere. Unfortunately, in this situation, the white blood cell, okay, which is the immune system, by the way, that's the immune system, white blood cells. They jump onto the dying cell and they sort of encapsulate it, okay? What happens is, as it's doing that, okay, reactive oxygen species, we'll just call them free radicals, okay, which is actually the correct term. So reactive oxygenated species, to be, okay, get sort of the like explosion, and they get into the bloodstream. Now these reactive oxygen species, free radicals, they are the result of your white blood cell containing the problem of the damaged cell. So a damaged cell can't go around and cause problems. Unfortunately, as the free radicals come out, they go to other cells in a close vicinity and they start stripping electrons from the other cells. Our cells need electrons to function so they can communicate with other cells, right? Unfortunately. So the next cell next to it starts to die. This cell's dying. It goes into the other cell. This cell starts to die, and it goes on and on and on, and you become inflamed after you eat food. Okay, this could happen anywhere in your body, especially we're talking about the brain with tinnitus. Now, here's the thing. If you touch the earth, you put your bare foot on the earth or any part of your body on the earth, we're talking about sand, dirt, mud, rivers, the ocean, swimming in rivers, swimming in the ocean, you're going to get an electric pulse and negative ions from the surface of the earth. The earth is electrified. How does it get electrified? The moon is involved, literally lightning, and big events like tectonic plates causing friction will cause an electric pulse, okay? And this is good for us. We need this. So remember how I said the white blood cell will encapsulate the dying cell and the free radicals come off? Guess what? The electricity, okay, the electric pulses, okay, the negative ions can actually come and neutralize those free radicals before they contaminate the surrounding cells and cause inflammation. So you can see touching the earth as an actual neutralizer for inflammation. And yes, it does do that. Now let's quickly look at that study that was put out a second ago, or like 2 weeks ago, about the mice who they cured tinnitus in mice, theoretically, and I think they did pretty much do it from noise trauma. What did they do? They blocked inflammatory proteins. There's your inflammatory proteins right outside. Go stand on the earth. Look this up. And by the way, if you want to get antioxidants, you don't get it from fruits and vegetables because they're not bioavailable. You got to go stand on the earth, and I do it every day. And trust me, there's more to it, but we're going to stick with that for now. Health is a business, okay? You got to remember that health is a business. Your doctors, your surgeons, your specialists, your GPs, regardless of what they did to get into the business, power really takes over. And I've heard, and this is not every single doctor, I know that for a fact. Some are just lovely and amazing, but I would say a fair amount. If you read the wisdom of psychopaths, and psychopaths are people who they'll take advantage of you, and they think, oh look, if you were stupid enough for me to take advantage of you, then it's your fault. It's how psychopaths think. And psychopaths exist mainly in police officers, lawyers, and doctors. Surgeons specifically. Those are the three main ones, because they want to be higher up on the food chain. They want to have power, and they want to have money. The police, who are psychopaths, will often become corrupt, and basically, that's where that goes. Anyway, so read the book, The Wisdom of Psychopaths. So doctors, the profession of doctors, okay, of medicine, has unfortunately been infiltrated by, and I've heard so many stories about this, doctors will just force patients to do expensive surgeries that they don't need. The power of fasting and health and food and all these studies has been out for so long that it is not a fucking excuse for a doctor to say, no, there's nothing we can do except surgery. It's such bullshit. The American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association, it's all bullshit. It's all been bought and paid for. You shouldn't trust what they're saying. It's all a business. You have to sort it out yourself. Always speak to your doctor first before doing anything that I say or anything that you think you should do, because of course everybody's different. Especially if you're older, your body is probably fucked, okay? So you got to take it really slow. But remember, health is a business, so get multiple quotes and multiple opinions from different doctors, multiple diagnoses, okay? Because I've been in doctors' offices where I had a rash on my back when I was young, and my mum took us in and she just Googled it and she goes, "Oh, do you think this is it?" Like, what the fuck is that? Unbelievable. Like, it's just I don't know how she went to fucking medical school. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about someone else who I'm going to recommend to you, who's actually a friend of mine, okay? His name is Darren Timms, and he's written a book called The Journey Back to Self, okay? Now, full disclosure, I haven't read this book, okay? I'm pretty sure it's not out yet, but you can pre-order it on Amazon. I'll put a link below so you can pre-order it. But how do I know Darren Timms? So Darren Timms is a guy who's also in the field of tinnitus, and he's got a pretty full-on lifestyle. If you can think about like movies you've seen where you watch people go, "Wow, I wish I lived that life," you know, that sort of thing. He's had that, and now he's kind of reeled it back as far as I'm concerned. But I'll try, you know, not tell anything too revealing about it. But I've Skyped with him quite a few times. He's an NLP expert, and the reason I'm advocating his book, and the reason I'll be buying it too, okay, as long as it's in PDF form, otherwise I have to get it shipped to wherever I'm going to be next. But I'll figure out a way. The reason I'm recommending his book is simply based on what he's told me about the mind and NLP, and what happens when people get stuck in loops. And I've used that with people I help with tinnitus, and it works. That's the only reason that I'm advocating his stuff. Okay, so once again, it's Darren Timms, The Journey Back to Self. I will have put an image up somewhere here, and you can click below to go find out more. But I recommend checking it out. And he's also got a YouTube channel as well, I believe, so I'll put that below too. He's got videos on Facebook, but I think he's just started a YouTube channel, so I'll put that out. So Darren, yeah, I think you're awesome. Okay, so everybody's different. Here's the thing. So you'll hear me say in my YouTube videos, do fasting, do fasting, do fasting, do this, okay? And you should give it a go. You should try with a short fast. But if you're getting adverse results, you should stop. Remember this, guys. I teach how to get rid of tinnitus. I don't teach common fucking sense. If you're getting bad results, okay, from fasting, then stop, okay? When I say, oh, keep going even if it gets hard, that means if you're sitting there like, oh, I'm so hungry. If you're sitting there like, oh, like something's wrong, but I think I should keep doing it, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, obviously there's something fucking wrong. Especially, and I've said this so many times, if your back starts hurting, if you get migraines, if you just can't sleep, if you start breaking out in sweats, obviously you should eat something. And also, you should consult your doctor first. I said it every time too. So basically, this is another golden rule, is you have to test on yourself. And I've said this in my videos too, and I said this in my emails that I send out. Start with the food. That's where you should start. The fasting is good, but start with the food for like 2 or 3 months, because your organs need to be working pretty damn well, or they need a bit of a clean out, okay? Because what happens is when you stop eating, let's just take a dry fast, for example, you stop eating and drinking, your body switches from metabolizing external matter to start metabolizing your own body, your cells, your autophagy. It's going to go in and clean everything out and eat everything. You're going to get really hot, your temperature's going to raise, you're going to feel a bit sick. So if there's shit and gunk and toxins in there that you could have already gotten out by just fixing your diet, sleeping, getting sunlight, getting antioxidants from the ground for like the first 2 or 3 months, do that, okay? I know everyone's thinking, I got to get rid of tinnitus, I got to do it. But remember, I'll say it again. The people who crush it and get silenced fucking quickly, and I mean in a couple of months, and they don't freak out, are the ones who have a nonchalant attitude, okay? Those are the guys and girls who think, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Like, I'm just going to, I see this guy Liam, he says fuck a lot, he says cunt a lot, he says all this shit, but he seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's pretty passionate, he's got the results, you know, he spent $15,000 US on a documentary. All he does is help people with tinnitus. That's all he's trying to do, you know. He's got a lot of videos, got like 120 videos now at both YouTube channels. I don't owe him anything, he didn't owe me anything, but I went silent, so I'll just give it a go. That is the attitude, and don't talk about it. Just do it, ask me some questions if you'd like, that's fine. talk to your doctor first and go, yep, so this is my plan. I'm just going to fix my diet. I'm going to reduce my carbohydrates, eat more meat than vegetables. I'm going to exercise every day, get some sunlight, try and reduce some stress in my life, cut out the electronics, cut out the bad pill from my life, stop watching horror movies, stop the rap music. Okay, really just feel more relaxed. And I'm going to start meditating and visualizing. I mean, how the fuck can you go wrong with that? When people start following my advice, they become fucking elite. They become so tuned into themselves, so happy, okay? It's unbelievable. It's just the people that go at it too hard and then aren't aware enough to realize they're going at it too hard. Like, that makes no sense. So I don't teach common sense, I teach tinnitus. So if you fuck yourself, whose fault is that, really? Okay, so, well, there was one more thing I'm going to go into, but I'm going to cut this video off now before it gets too long. So, hope this all helped, but if you're wondering, okay, what should I do? How should I do it? What time should I do it? What if this? What if that? What if this? I'm currently holding free live streams where you can ask me questions. I give a presentation. It's about an hour and a half presentation, and then afterwards you can ask me questions. I'll be there live. So if you want to watch that, all you have to do is click below, okay? So click below this page. It's liamstoptinnitus.com/tinnitus bootcamp. You can register for a time. Hopefully there's a time that fits your time zone. I'm sorry if there's not, but it's the best I can do, so I'm sorry. Also, check out Darren's book. You can pre-order it now, The Journey Back to Self. He's an awesome guy. He's a unit from his past, so he's got some experience. The best guys to learn from, I swear to God, are the guys who've gone through shit in their life. They don't fuck around. You know, they talk online like they talk in person. They don't try and hold back and be something they're not. Those are the people you can trust, okay? And I really trust this guy, and I think he's fucking awesome. He's a friend of mine. I've Skyped with him multiple times. Haven't read the book yet, full disclosure, but I will, okay? So click below and check out Darren's book. And then when you've done that, then click below. Check your stuff out first, then go check out where you can book a time in. But apart from that, those are the 5 pillars of beating tinnitus, in my opinion, and talk soon.